Hello, I'm Magda from I'm a Little Creature. In this Amigurumi Workshop I will show you and present you the little chicken pattern by LittleOwlsHut. My chicken is ready. You see, I chose purple color for the bow, for the tulle skirt. It has a beak from polymer clay. And in this video I show you how to make the beak, the tulle dress, and I explain you specific steps how to crochet the chicken. But this is not the pattern for the chicken, not the tutorial. I show you, for example, how to join the legs and the body. Let's look at the first page of the pattern. This is a crochet pattern by Julia Ogle, skill level intermediate, finished size approximately 25 centimeters tall. My chicken is 22-23 centimeters tall. Using section materials and tools, I used Nako Pari for the body, yellow color, one skein, and a crochet hook 3 mm. And for the legs, I used Alize Diva number 382 and a crochet hook 1.35 mm. And it's important to make the swatch, two swatches with these yarns. Here is the section you need to crochet, and the swatches have to be a similar size. 5 centimeters for the main yarn and 3 centimeters for this yarn for the legs. You see my swatches, 5 centimeters in diameter of this yellow yarn and about 3 centimeters for this additional yarn. So that works. Before you start working on the pattern, read carefully of the beginning. So you see I used the same hook as the author used, and almost the same, because the author used a 1.3 mm crochet hook for additional yarn. What else? A strong thread of matching colors for needle sculpting, transparent glue, stuffing, a pair of ready-made eyes, 16 mm half beads, and brush or Velcro to brush up the toy, brown polymer clay, and also PVC electrical wire, fabric tape to secure the wire ends. And for the skirt, veil fabric. I'll go back to the section of the skirt when I'll explain you how to make this tulle skirt. You have also abbreviation, photos, terminology charts. I leave you links in video description to the pattern in US. And if you're interested in my videos, subscribe my channel, give me a thumbs up, and leave a comment if you want to. The chicken might be a great gift for Easter or home decoration. The Easter is coming, so I chose this chicken to present you. Now let's start from the beginning. Have a nice watching. I started with the toes. I made 3 toes for each leg. First you made 2 toes and you fasten off, and then you make a 3rd toe and you don't cut the yarn because you join these 3 toes. Inside each toe there is wire frame secured with a tape. It's stated in the pattern to cut one piece 30 cm and two pieces 25 cm long. Then you make a loop at the end of each wire and secure it with tape. You join these toes, you leave a hole for the leg for this part, and then you crochet and fasten off. Also, don't forget to stuff a bit, because the wire is here and it goes up. You see the photos from the pattern. When you're making this chain, it must go around the wire, because wire goes up. You finish this part, and then you start the leg from the back, center back, and you crochet around. Then you join the yarn to this yellow and fasten off. Here is the tail. In round 13 I'll join the tail into the body. Firstly I make 43 single crochet and then 11 single crochet, hooking through the stitches of the tail and the stitches of the body. I crocheted 43 single crochet and I check if I have 11 stitches in the end. Okay, so now I join the tail. I crochet 11 single crochet, hooking through the stitches of the tail together with the stitches of the body. I've finished round 13. Here is the first stitch of round 14, and from round 14 to 18 I crochet 54 single crochet around. Now in round 24 I join the wings. The wings should be placed on the both sides, like this. Follow the photos in the pattern. You see this part, this arch should be at the back, and here is the front. You see round 24, 6 single crochet, 9 single crochet, hooking through the stitches of the first wing together with the stitches of the body, and 14 single crochet and 9 single crochet, hooking through the stitches of the second wing together with the stitches of the body, and 9 single crochet. It said the wings should sit on either side of the body. Adjust the placement if necessary. Okay, let's look at this. I added the markers to check if the wings will be joined properly. I think that's okay. You see, this is the first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and the last stitch to join the left wing and the right wing. Here is the front and the back. I forgot to tell you that you should mark the stitches of the wing. We have 18 stitches in the last round and we join with 9 stitches, so I join it 9 and 9. So here is the first stitch, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and here is the last stitch. The same with the second wing, and I will join. So you see that we join from this inner part of the wing with the body, and then in next 25 round I will crochet around this unworked stitches. It's a similar technique for joining as you joined the legs with the body. And the last stitch of joining. Now 14 stitches along this front part of the body. I added a marker to know the first stitch of joining of the wing to the body, and I join the same way as the left wing. And the last stitch, I didn't mark it, but I know the first stitch, so I know that this is the last one. And then along the back part of the body I crochet 9 single crochet. And the round 24 is ready. So you see the chicken is growing up, and the best thing is that you will crochet the head together with the body from the bottom up, and you don't have to sew the head with the body, with no sewing. I removed the markers from the wings, and now in round 25 I crochet 6 single crochet along the back part, then 9 single crochet along the left outer part of the wing, and 14 single crochet along the front part, 9 single crochet along the right wing, this outer part, and 9 single crochet along the back part of the body. Sometimes I'm making here a decrease in these corners to avoid the holes in this, but you need to check if it's okay for you. I make a 6 single crochet, and now I crochet decrease because I think there will be a hole, and 9 single crochet. And now the decrease once again to avoid this holes. And 9 single crochet around the outer part of the right wing. Now I count the number of stitches here. In round 25 I should have 47 stitches in the round, and then I crochet around 26 and I will make one single crochet in each stitch around. I checked that I have 48, not 47 stitches in the round 25, so in round 26 I'll make a decrease, probably in this back part of the body. You see, I started crocheting the head. Here is the chin marker. You need to add it in round 38, so it's better to firstly put a marker and then count the stitches regarding the pattern to check if your marker, your round marker, is placed properly. And then in round 48 you will have to place an eye markers, 2 markers. It is needed to keep the marker at the back, the center back of the head, and align the marker, making shift stitches if it's needed. Here we have the wire. I divided these wires in half, cut the ends, and then I make loops with the wires in the ends to secure the wire. And then I wrap the wire around with electrical tape, and I think it's secured. I may shape it if it's needed. I leave it as it is now, and then I see after crocheting the head is okay with the wire. What else? It's important to add stuffing in this part. I'm using sushi stick to add the stuffing into the body. Now I'm crocheting the head, place these eye markers. I recommend you follow the pattern instructions because there is everything written, what you should do. I'm just trying to help you, to present you this patterns. So I continue crocheting. And here is the time to needle sculpt the eye sockets. Firstly, as it's written in the pattern, make sure that the chin marker is placed at the center between the eye markers. If it's not, adjust its position. Then I thread a tapestry needle with the same yarn, and here is the point. Left eye, it is the first point, right eye the second point, and the chin the third point. 1, 2, 3. We have to secure the thread at the left eye socket. Here is this point. I'll remove the marker now. Oh, I will secure like that. Here. Here you see the first point. Now I insert the needle in this first point and take it out in this second point. I remove the marker. Now I reinsert the needle 1 stitch away and exit at the chin marker. I pull it a bit And now reinsert one stitch away and go back to the starting point. I repeat these steps 2 or 3 times, as it's stated in the pattern. Lightly pull at the thread going through this particular points. So let's do this. I finished sculpting the eye sockets, and now it's time to brush up the head and the body. I'm using a Velcro, so you see it's a process we need to make. Brush up carefully, and then I'll show you how to make the beak from polymer clay. I brush up only the yellow part, not the legs. Now I tell you something about the eyes. I've cut the oval shapes with a black felt. Here is the pattern I've made with a paper. I'll try to add this shape in my blog in the post. I'll attach a link in video description. I've pinned this white felt, don't glue it now. Firstly, I show you the eyes. I've made as a trial the first eye. I won't use it because I am going to make this 2 eyes. With this part I will glue it, but I will do it in such a technique with a blight doll eyes. I've bought this UV light adhesives, and this is Blight shop, and this is UV LED light. I've tried this UV light with this eyes, and it works because I have this transparent eyes, and I would like to add this glittering part. I've cut these ends to make a half beads. I've put this on the white paper to secure my table, and I'm putting drops of glue here, and now cover with this eye. I hope it's put properly. I think it's great. And now I'm using the light I don't feel as a professional with this technique. You may use the half beads whatever you want, but I've used these half beads without ends I've cut the end, so I have to attach this glitter part in such a way. I've tried the glue, the magic glue, and it's not working because it covers also this glittering part. UV glue works better. And you see, I have the first eye and I'm making the second eye in the same way. So I have these eyes, then I will glue the eyes to the felt, and I have to check if I use a magic glue or the epoxy pole with the two ingredients, and this is a transparent epoxy pole. And then I glue the eyes to the head, and then I sew the eyelids. Firstly, I have to glue it this eyes and tint a bit as it's stated in the pattern. But firstly, before gluing the eyes, I'll make a beak with a polymer clay to try all these parts onto the face, and then I'll glue the eyes and the beak. To make the beak, I will use a beige Fimo polymer clay. And my advice, tip before you start: wash your hands carefully. You see, I have washed my hands, but this is little spots, and I will make the beak once again. Just in the video, I like to show you the way I'm making it. And then I will make with a sterile environment the next beak for my chicken. Here you see, this is also a pin with this eye. After shaping the beak, I will cut on the proper length and insert into the beak before baking. To make this loop, I will sew the beak to the crochet part of the face because I would like to secure it better, and then I glue it also. So you don't have to add this, I will add this to secure it better. You see, it will be kind of like this, but I will cut it earlier before inserting. Here is the loop. I will sew the beak to the face, the chicken face, and that's all. Then I glue it, of course. I will use the glue, insert it. You see how to make the beak. You need to make the balls 1 centimeter in diameter, and then form 2 triangles, and then join these triangles and make these 2 holes as nostrils. I will use it, this is, how to say it in English, for the wine, closing the wine. This has a really nice part, and I think I'll use it to shape my beak. You see this beak, it's just a trial, just a version to show you how to shape it. And I'll make once again the beak. You may also crochet the beak, but I don't crochet now. I like to combine the polymer clay with the crocheting part. Here is a ready beak, so I try to shape it to get this. Here you see a crochet beak and beak with these eyes. Let's look at the eyes photos. You see, here is the tinting of the eye. So cute chicken. And here is the place of the eyelid. You see, chicken with the eyelids, tinting. In the pattern there is explained what you have to tint. If you want to, of course, you don't have to tint the chicken. Tint the tip of the tail, the wings with brown yarn, and you make a decoration, beautiful bow and the skirt. This is Velcro I used for brushing the toy. You see, longer hair. I've pinned the eyelids, then I sew this to the head, and then I brush these eyelids. As for tinting these whites of the eyes, I've made this edge, tint this edge before gluing the eyes to the head. For tinting this edge before gluing the eyes, this white felt, I used this dry pastel, and I thought that after gluing it would be not so precisely, so I did it before gluing this white felt to the head. I take the eye, this felt, and slightly draw the edge with this pastel. You see materials used to make this skirt: veil fabric 5 centimeters wide. You can use any material you want, and we need to cut stripes 5 centimeters wide and 13 centimeters long for the toy, 25 centimeters, and if the amount of stripes depends on the size of the toy and how full the skirt will be, and a piece of satin ribbon. The designer used a piece of satin ribbon 60 centimeters and 1 centimeter wide. You see my materials for making the skirt. I choose a purple color, and my ribbon is white because I have no thinner in this color. I have a purple tulle. I used this roll of tulle 15 centimeters wide, and I've got 5 centimeters stripes. It's not so visible, you see. And how to attach this: fold in half. You attach in the way you attach fringe. Here is this loop. Take it back, this loop, and insert these ends through the loop. And here we have the strips, and I have to make many strips to make the skirt full. And when the skirt is ready, I'll fasten it around the waist of my chicken. In the pattern there is also instruction how to make a ponytail using main yarn the same way you make a tassel. So wrap the yarn around 2 fingers several times. Okay, let's do it. Remove, secure one end with a piece of thread. I cut it firstly. With a piece of thread, I'm inserting this piece of thread here and securing on the one side, and we cut the other end. You see these loops. We may trim it, cut it as we want, and I think I should use a longer end. So use longer ends to sew this to the chicken's head. Then brush up this. It's just a quick instruction. You may brush up and you add it to the head if you want to, of course, and then you may add the bow here, and we have a beautiful chicken girl. I finished the chicken ballerina. I've sewed this bow with the tulle. You see the tulle skirt. My skirt is full. Nose with a polymer clay. I tinted the toy. When I've made this nose with the polymer clay, finally I've used paper sand a bit to add more texture to the nose. Thank you for watching. Subscribe my channel, visit my Instagram, Facebook, and see you in next videos. Bye.